So now I hear this argument all the time, especially from smart tech folks and investors. Why tie up hundreds of thousands of dollars in down payment and a high monthly mortgage payment when I can actually just rent, keep my cash liquid, and invest the difference into the stock market? On paper, it does sound great, right? Historically, the S&P 500 does really well, and the stock don't come with property tax, roof leaks repairs, or 6% agent fees when you sell your property. But here's when that rent and invest in stock strategy usually falls apart for everyday people. First off, human psychology. The whole theory assumes you ruthlessly discipline that every single month without fail. You take the exact difference between a high mortgage payment and a cheaper rent check, and you shovel it straight into an index fund. In reality, most people experience lifestyle inflation. That differences just gets absorbed to a nicer dinners out, traveling, and everyday spending. A mortgage acts as a forced saving. Every single month, a chunk of that money automatically builds your net worth instead of vanishing straight to your landlord's pocket. So second, and this is massive, real estate gives you the leverage. If you put 100,000 into the stock market, you get returns on that exact 100,000. But when you buy a $1 million home with a 10% or 20% down payment, you are controlling a $1 million asset using the bank's money. If that home appreciates by just 4% a year, you aren't making 4% on the down payment. You are making a 4% return on the entire $1 million value. That leverage turbocharge your wealth creation over 10 to 15 years horizon in a way that stock alone rarely match for the average person. So plus, unlike your stock portfolio, your primary residence gives you something stock never will, a roof over your head that completely shields you from escalating Bay Area rent increases. So how do you actually win in this market instead of sitting on the sideline? Think about it. First, stop trying to time the macro economy. Focus on finding the right property and remember the golden rule. Date the rates, marry the house. When you buy, you lock into your house payment and stop rent inflation. If rates drop significantly down the road, you can always refinance. So second, look at alternative pockets and asset type. If a detached single-family home in the prime Silicon Valley or San Francisco feels totally out of reach, check out a high-end townhomes or a expanding submarket in the East Bay, where entry prices give you way more breathing room. So finally, talk to your agent and lender about creative financing. With the inventory slowly thawing, some sellers are actually open to giving credits. You can use those for temporary rate buy-downs like a 2-to-1 buy-down or permanently discounted points to ease your monthly payment right out of the gates. So buying your first home in the Bay Area has never been easy. But waiting around for a 3% interest rate that isn't coming back might be the most expensive choices you ever made. If you want a tailored breakdown of what your buying power look like in your specific neighborhood, feel free to drop me a comment below right there and reach out to me directly. Let's work together and get you into the right home. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.